What up? What up? What up, good people? We back again. What up, D? How you doing?
Doing good, man. How you feeling?
Feeling great. Feeling great. So
Okay, okay.
we got a
Let's
new
go.
show that we're watching. That D was like, "Yo, we gotta watch this one. Do a pod on it." I was like, "All right, cool. Sound good to me. I'm all for it." Uh, so all right, it was a stream of movies, like a series of movies. It's been a while since they had one.
Yeah, it's been a
Um,
couple years.
yeah, and I don't think I've watched like the latest ones that they had.
It's probably the best one, in my opinion.
Yeah, so if you don't know what we talking about, it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Terminator Zero.
Yes.
So I was scrolling through before you said to watch it, and I seen it. I was like, okay, they made it into an anime. I don't know. I don't know. But he was like, all right, let's watch it. I was like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So when it first started, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, yo, what is this?
Okay.
I was like, yo, like, what? Like, at first I was about to be like, yo, this is stupid. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was like, yo, it just like, but I ain't even gonna lie, it turned out to be pretty good so far.
Hey, so
Pretty
fans, if
good
you
so
don't
far.
know, Mr. Epic Jackson, if he's turned off on the show, it's a wrap. Like you got like your 3 episodes, and that's all you got. So
I mean, I'll
potentially
give
two
you a chance
episodes.
past three if like it's something that's been out and people say, yo, it's good, except for One Piece, that's just horrible. Um, but I'll give shows a chance, but it gotta show me something is gonna be like there's gonna be a turning point.
Yes.
And at first, I'm sitting there watching this one, episode one, when I see when they're in the future, which is 2 years ago in real life.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, they starting out in 2022. So
Mm-hmm.
is it gonna be the future is supposed to be like 2050? Nah, that was the future.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there like, okay, the girl is hiding in the closet, and I'm like, all right, she's hiding. Like the machine doesn't know where she is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see her trying to get ready because it looked like he's gonna find her. This is the only gripe that I might have.
Okay.
The machines is like it's almost like they're blind.
So I will say this. So the person you're talking about is Eco. That's the girl's name. That she was basically her whole team was going out there. This Terminator was. We find out that they were going for research. They were trying to get some information from Skynet. Skynet's like literally the bad of all bads in this
Right.
future right now, and they control all the Terminators. The Terminator, I'm gonna say that had damage prior to her that moment you saw because the entire team was basically like slaughtered there. Like as you see, it was mass damage. So I don't think that was a perfect condition Terminator. So I'm gonna
Okay.
say that
Because I'm sitting there
yeah.
like even the part where she think they're about to find him and one of the guys that he shot up was still kind of living.
Hmm.
Like when he shoots the machine gun, he doesn't just shoot the guy. Like he shoots the whole area around the guy.
Yeah, so I think that there was a little damage to it as you've seen the whole team, like even the layout, like his clothing, everything was kind of torn up. So I'm gonna say it's a not top spec because when you've seen the top spec one early, later on, you see a big difference.
Kinda, yeah.
I'm gonna say yeah, I'll say my. It's
Kinda,
also
yeah.
it's a machine.
But I'm like I'm sitting there thinking because I'm like, all right, it was a movie too, so you seen T1000 in the movie, like it don't
Hmm.
matter what he went through, he was on point. So I'm
That was a
like,
movie too. We gotta make this somewhat as animation new. You
right.
can't have
So
him
I'm
with
like, all
OP the
right,
first thing, the
I'll
first
give him that.
episode.
So he shoots up a locker, and it's just random locker. I don't even think it was near where the girl was. I think it
Yeah.
was actually like the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
And then my thing was like, yo, like he wasn't even anywhere near your area, and then you just hop out. Like, why? Why did you hop out?
Okay.
But it's the anime, so we
Yeah.
cool. We cool. It goes on. She's running. Also, I would have been like, yo, you get to the bridge area, you go in the door, you had a little bit of time, close the door behind you.
Mm-hmm.
He probably wouldn't have seen that. So,
Well, to answer your question, also, it wasn't a. We find out like later on, like it wasn't a mission to destroy him. It wasn't a mission to. It was a mission to try to get intel. So they kind of had to walk him down to be able to grab this because I guarantee they tried it. I guess numerous times before, and either everybody died or the machine died. So they were
right,
trying to get it. So they couldn't just kill him.
right. So, I mean, but before we even figured that out, I just thought she was just trying to get away at that point.
It seemed like it though, because you're for a life. Everybody was
Because
gonna.
the mission was basically over because he didn't smashed everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, she just trying to get away. She goes into the bridge area. It looked like she had enough time where she could have closed the door and he could have kept going, but it led it to him on the bridge, and she turns and like she goes kind of hard for a second. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah.
With the little rope over the bridge, she did the swan dive off the bridge. My man was shooting blanks. So, like you said, we didn't find out what the mission is, and she actually gets she gets the mission done. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh shit! Oh man, go
Like my
ahead.
man was like shooting 0 for 100.
Oh gosh.
Like he didn't even nick her. Like at least get a little nick in. But my man he was just throwing up prayers at that point, and they wasn't answered at all.
Oh gosh. So we see that we see actually her be able to extract some kind of blue DNA, not the DNA, but like some kind of intel from the eye socket. You see them going down, you see everything's happening. You see them return to her campsite, and we just see them basically a bunch of refugees back in like almost like a subway type, basically like a dark place where like the Terminators are trying to find them. They're underground. As you also go, you cut over and you see where we get the current time, and the current time is 1997.
Yeah,
I think it was no, not current
1997.
time. They go in. I guess technically there's two current times. There's the time of the present of the future. Then the time period in the past where they want to attend to where the main storyline is going to take place, and that's 1997. And we see a character named Malcolm and his kids. And then we see a housekeeper type person involved with it also. And Malcolm is a very powerful individual. It sounds like he's very on key about has to do certain things, and then you find out that he is actually operating and speaking with an artificial intelligence, and that speaking about how like things have to. His time limit is so bad. Where California is a day behind them. If today's 29th, it's 28th. I don't have much time, so he knows something's happening, and he's pushing to figure out what's going on. With no interruptions. Everyone leave me alone. On top of that, he's missing, I guess, a very important day with his wife is gone. And the kids want to go somewhere they do an annual thing. And he says, no, I'm not going to be back. Not only tonight, I'm not going to be back tomorrow.
Right.
Just let them know, like, this is so important that it's more important than the anniversary, I guess, of your mom's passing. That's a little crazy. And then you see the kids also, the one kid is already building tech and reminding him of himself. So it's like,
Right. So I'm sitting there watching that, and I'm like, yo, like it's to the point where he don't even want robots in his house. Like nothing robotic in his house.
Yes.
Like the babysitter was late because she brought a robotic cat because the girl couldn't have a cat.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, okay. He was like, yo, get rid of it. Period. Like I don't want it in my house. So it was like, okay, like the way he was going against the robotic stuff, it was to me, before they even knew he was like a powerful tech guy, it was like, yo, like, all right, he got to be the one that like fights the net and destroys everything.
It gives you iRobot vibes at
Right,
first. Yeah.
right. It gives you the iRobot vibes. So I'm like, okay. So and like they even like I like how they did like even little clues like on his way to his lab. Like he was in the car and one of the like you said, the iRobot vibes. Now that I really think about it, like you
Hmm.
had these old, like basic model robots helping people, and then he stops at a light, and one is walking an old man across the street holding an umbrella, and it looks over at him, and you see like the red eyes.
Yep.
So it's like, yo, like, okay. And then it even shows a cutscene where one is trying to walk a dog, but the dog ain't acting right. So he grips the dog up. I thought he was about to crush it.
Yes.
He grips
But
it up, lets it go, and then it causes an accident. And then instead of the robot going to help the guy, he looks at him and then just keeps walking.
it shows them being completely heartless to the point where you're like, you sure this is curse the dog, bro? Like you,
Right,
another person's like literally critical, could be dead, caused by an accident, and you just looked at them and like, I have no emotions,
right.
and they kept on going.
So I was like, all right, cool. Like, like now that you actually said iRobot, it these first two episodes, especially the end of episode two, really gives iRobot vibes.
Yeah. So we get to cut back and forth. So guys, we have the current time of Malcolm. We pick up Malcolm, that's 1997. Then we speak of the Terminator future. We see the refugees and Eco. Is Eco? That's what it is. The girl who's like has to brings the data back to see what's going on. And there's like an older woman there who's like the leader who says like a lot of people have died with this. This is so important. We have to see what Skynet. We find that Skynet is the big bad and
Right,
what's going on. Also, we see that same Terminator did like a recon mission and like killed somebody and then took his little like almost like his cloak, his little sweatshirt, whatever it may be. Then we see the factory building nothing but massive Terminators. Like it's a whole factory of them, high tech, everything's going on. We're like, so there's more. And not only that, they don't need us as in humans to make themselves. They can
right.
do it without us. So we got that going on inside of the 2022. Then they go back to 1997 in the next episode. I haven't seen, we've seen the first episode. We've seen, okay, lots going on. We find that Skynet is trying to go back into the past, which is 1997. How did you feel about moving forward? What did you think was going to happen?
So I was like, all right, cool. Now it's starting to get along the lines of the movies. Like they're going back or whatever. So at first, because I couldn't remember the little girl's name from the
Mm-hmm.
past, so I was like, okay, so is Nico the little girl now?
You could also think the same thing. I thought the exact
So
same
I
thing.
was like, okay, all right, because in the movies it was always like somebody that was directly affected from the
Yes.
past that came back from the future self.
Yes.
So I was like, all right, cool. All right, we back on track. But it turns out it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's cool. So the hardest part though, I thought was somehow the Terminator finds Nico in the future in their hideout.
Yes.
And he comes just start destroying stuff as she's about to get blasted into the past.
So that recon thing I mentioned, I think that's how you found out about their
Yeah.
spot.
The fact
So
that she took the info from his eyes almost like now he can see in two different spots.
it's just going on with that. And then even the fact they mentioned that how going back in time and how that's what Skynet's main problem, main priority was. The rules of the timeline world based off the old lady is once one timeline's open, you can kind of like piggyback off that timeline to go back to where the Terminator was. So that would explain why they have not the best technology, but they were still able to see Eco back into wherever Skynet is to stop whatever they're going for. And you see the new Terminators being born, and we see how it has Malcolm Lee as the main priority target written on the document on the computer screen. We're like, oh, so this guy in the past is talking to artificial intelligence, and you guys are sending back to, and that's your target. What's going on? And then we see how Malcolm's talking about how he has dreams and how like basically he wants to stop something bad that's going to happen. We don't know
Right.
what that is yet. We just know that hey, he's earned out time, something bad's to happen. And when they teleport back, how's you the whole vibe? How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I thought it was dope because, like I said, it actually took it back to the Terminator movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like it had the little ball that they was in and
Yeah.
everything when they went back and they showed them back in time. Like the area that they landed at was destroyed. Like that was dope.
Mm-hmm.
That was dope. But I'm not gonna skip the fact that Malcolm was talking to an AI about trying to stop machines, and the AI once again it gave a robot vibe and was
Yes.
like, "Yo, how do you know I'm gonna help you?"
Which are all
Like, and
facts.
it was crazy because, like you said, anime does such a good job with like their visual effects.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he first started talking to the AI, everything around him was like blue, like a bluish color.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the AI was like, "Yo, how do you know I'm gonna help?" And then when it started going into the reasoning about it, it was like a reddish
Yes.
background to it. So it
Mm-hmm.
was like, yo, like everything y'all make ends up being a weapon.
True. Like, why should I save humanity? Like, you
Right,
guys are just. That's a question that you see a lot. Like, why? All you do is hurt each other. Like,
right.
what's the point?
And the fact that it was like, yo, like this might be the best thing for this Skynet thing to work out. So
So
it's almost like, yo,
yeah.
like you're about to start Skynet with this.
And then you understand why everyone's going back to that one point. Because, bro, you about to open a whole can of something. I don't know what it is, but you are doing something that makes everything bad for humankind. We gotta
Right.
stop you. And
You
then just
thinking you about to stop it and really
yeah,
you might start it.
you might start something. We just what are you doing? Leave it alone. So we see
Right.
them back on the bridge, and then well, we find out that the aide had contact Malcolm, and I guess he has like a restricted line of nobody bothering him. But they find out that the kids, the little girl, has snuck out
Yeah.
and had called them and said, "Hey, they're leaving. I don't know what's going on." Come to find out that they're trying to go back to their mom's place called Cat Town. It's a music park, I guess. That's where the mom's favorite place was, or whatever it may be, and that's where they were
Mm-hmm.
trying to go to if the dad had not overworked. They would have already went. So the boys follow to go find the little sister, and they are going through this almost like abandoned railroad type vibe. It
Yeah.
wasn't the main like land
So
city. It was
I
like
guess it was like a underground mall.
she's
It was like an underground mall. I guess from what they were saying, like they started to build this because of a war that happened. So they started building like underground cities,
yeah.
and this was like part of their system that they was going to build.
And that right there, like, whew. So you see them doing that. So these kids are very clever, very smart. You already see one that's the girl's like, I'm going. That's my mom. She has a cat. They all meet up there. It's kind of sketchy. It looks like a little like creepy type thing, like something bad's gonna happen in there.
Right.
At the same time, you've seen Malcolm get attacked on the bridge by the Terminator, and then we all see a construction worker site going on. He crashed into the car. Tell
Right.
me how you see him now that popped off.
So I was like, all right, because they was just talking, like, yo, I think I know where they're going, whatever. And then you
Mm-hmm.
just see this random looking construction guy and he get hit and you like, yo. But then when they turned it around from the view from Malcolm to the guy that got hit, you can see he basically crushed the car.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, that's the Terminator. So that's the thing. Like it's almost when you was like when I was talking about how he was blind pretty much in the
Mm-hmm.
future and was just shooting everywhere. And he was like, it gets better with the new one. It was almost like, but does it really?
I
Because
think I think
he
it does.
grabbed Malcolm and Malcolm kind of just like kicked him off.
He did. He did.
So I'm
Now
like, okay,
here's my question. question for you, sir.
Okay.
They're both going back for Malcolm Lee.
Right.
But if the robots are winning in the future, why would they want to hurt Malcolm Lee?
Right.
So is Malcolm Lee a target for harm or a target to save?
So okay, so I got two different
Okay.
ideas, I guess. So the first one is just the normal one. Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, they're going back to kill him because maybe whatever he has planned is what can stop what happened in the future. So they want to make sure that he's not there to do it.
Okay.
But like you said, at first it's like, all right, the Terminator is going back to kill him, but then also Nico is going back to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So Nico and them probably thinks all the Skynet stuff and like the real danger starts with him talking
Yes.
to this AI.
Yes.
So the crazier idea that I had, all right, so they both go back to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So what if the Terminators are there to put the final pin in his coffin as of saying, if we kill him, they'll go through with whatever they're doing. They'll see it as like a,
Ooh, okay.
we
Okay.
have to do this now to get this done.
Okay.
So it's almost like they're going to kill him so he can't stop, like he can't change his mind.
I can see that. And so I got a little twist to it. You know me. I think it's some weird stuff. So I think Eco is coming back there to stop it because she believes that Malcolm unleashes a crazy things in the world with this artificial intelligence. I think the Terminators are not there to hurt him. I think they're there to protect him in a really weird way. I think they want to make sure that he finishes his project. Because if he does not finish his project, then nothing's going to happen. Which is also like really weird because they chose to go back in time first. And Ego and them only are going back in time because they've seen that. So I don't know yet. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who this artificial intelligence is. And there's another artificial intelligence that plays a part in this.
Right. I was about to say that's
intriguing.
another thing that I was thinking about. When you think about the movies, there's the T-1000 type.
Yeah.
And then there's actual Terminator. So maybe we're saying, well, no, because Nico and them was referring to them as Terminators too in the future. So
there has to be another party somewhere.
Yeah, I was about to say, is the AI that he's creating supposed to be like the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator?
I can see that.
Where if he completes it, it makes basically the Terminator that fights the other ones.
I don't know. It's interesting. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to find this one out. So we find
out. It's going to be crazy.
It concluded basically with Malcolm deciding to go back.
This is the super... Oh,
it was weird.
Like robot moment.
He had a chance to go to rescue his kids, but he chose, no, they're here to kill me. Like, he knew this was going to happen. I need to go back and figure out what I'm doing. So it makes me feel like Malcolm is not from this time. I don't think he's from this time, bro.
Somebody, like, I feel like either
somebody does not make sense.
Him or maybe even a babysitter. I feel like something's up with the babysitter too.
Okay, yeah, something ain't right because like there's too many coincidences and like how things are reacting. The emotional connection is not there. It's not there. Like, oh, these are my kids. I gotta make sure they're good. It's almost like, all right, they're just like tools to me getting my project done. Because he mentioned that before the accident happened that if they're coming for me, I gotta make sure they are the main priority, that they finish my task. And I think about, okay, they showed the son doing the different stuff. Maybe he's the future prodigy. But you talking to a whole AI, bro, that knows your name, knows all this stuff's going on. There is something else happening. I cannot wait to episode 3 and 4. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Let me know if y'all liking it. It's on Netflix, available right now. It's only 8 episodes for this particular series. So things are going to change very quickly.
Right, because it definitely gives me Terminator / iRobot vibes.
Oh yeah.
Because
So
at
what do
the
you
end,
think's going to happen?
the kid found a whole room full of those robots.
All right, listen. That's going to be bad. That's bad news right there, written all over it.
Right, either that could be super bad because they can turn out to be like the first batch of Terminators, or like you said, it can be an iRobot situation, and maybe the kid uses those robots to start the battle against the Terminators.
It just looks bad.
It's yeah, it's
All is
yeah.
bad.
It's almost like they already had their first army ready to go.
And like in a stowaway, like place where like you're not supposed to be down there.
Right.
Yeah, something's
Yeah.
gonna happen. I
Yeah.
can't wait. Hey, like, listen, guys, please subscribe. Ghost Feed Network. We are here, gaming, anime, fun times. Two dads having fun, chilling, enjoying life. So, y'all have a wonderful day. Take care.
Yes. Until next time. Peace.